Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the podcast with Shizzo, episode 17. I am your host, Shizzo. Salutations and thank you to everybody listening and watching this right now, wherever you are in the world. Thank you, salutations. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Cultural Stimulation Inc. So you can hit up any social media platform to catch up with what we've previously done and all that good stuff. So today, episode 17, we're back again, baby. This one's for the streets. I have a special guest with me. Some of you might be familiar with him. You may have seen him causing havoc and chaos on your Twitter timeline. You may have seen him doing some modeling. You may have seen him associated with certain clothing brands, or rather one in particular. So my guest today is no other than General Ricardo. What's good?
Hey, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, bro. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Thank you for coming through to the podcast with Shizzo, episode 17. We're honored to have you on.
Back again.
Yeah, back again. So could you just tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about yourself? Your name. Of course, yeah, in the Twitter streets, they may know you as General Ricardo, but who is General Ricardo?
Okay, so my full name is Musonda R Tembo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my Twitter handle is General Ricardo or Musonda R Tembo. I'm sure you've come across it one or two times.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I'm the co-CEO of the clothing brand, the Zambian-owned clothing brand called Hush. It's been about since like 2015. And
yes.
Yeah, we're still going.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. So the clothing brand Hush, who have you partnered with, or take us to the inception of this idea?
Okay, so Hush started in 2015 by the main people who were behind it was there's a guy called Nawa.
Yes.
There's another guy called Chanda, and there's another guy called Kupa. So at the moment, we're just about three of us. There's me, there's Chanda, there's Kupa, and there's Nawa.
Yeah.
So we're like the four people who like push the brand and behind everything, all the designs and everything. We're the ones who, put in the work.
Okay. If we could, please take us through the creative process. Like, how did you how do you come up with ideas based on, are we going to make hoodies, t-shirts, like your merchandise or your merch or your clothing brand? How do you decide what fabric of clothing you're going to make at a time?
Okay, so when starting out, we just started with t-shirts because that was like the simplest thing we could do,
yeah,
or that we could manage at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with t-shirts, and then our t-shirts our clothing line is, I know it's called Hush,
yeah,
but like Hush is actually means, it's like you're trying to hush up the haters or those voices inside.
Oh, to hush.
Say, yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
okay.
People who say you can't do it, So our brand is based on like positivity and chasing the dream. That's why our main logo says "Long live the dream." It's because we're trying to get there. So yeah.
Basically, yeah, that's it.
Otherwise, we're expanding. We started with t-shirts, and we moved to sweatshirts. We're doing hoodies as well. Now we're going to tracksuits. Tracksuits are like one thing I'm excited about because it's something new.
Any information on when the people might be able to get the new stuff?
Well, let's just say August, mid-August. That's when we're officially launching because we're planning on rebranding.
Yeah.
So let's just say August.
August?
Yeah. But we still have things in stock. We still have t-shirts in stock. We still have hoodies in stock. We still have sweatshirts. It's just that they're limited colors. We have gray, we have blue, black. But we're trying to expand, baby pink and the like.
Yeah. This might prove to be somewhat of a challenging question, so brace yourself.
Let's get it.
Based on my humble observation,
okay,
I tend to see that a lot of Zambian brands or clothing lines, all they do is just print their logo on the t-shirt. So what would you say sets apart the Hush brand from just printing your logo on something?
Okay, I like this question actually. Well, the thing is, I don't know if you've noticed, but our brand isn't really just about printing whatever you feel like printing.
Yeah.
there's usually a message behind it. So we've got the long live the dream. After the long live the dream came, there was the elevate. So now we're doing stay striving as well. So it's these small quotes that you hear every day, but you don't really pay attention to. And then we decided as a brand, say, no, look, guys, let's sit down, let's encourage people and help people achieve their dreams, So we try as much as possible to work with young youths who are, trying to chase their dream.
Yeah.
So some of the people who we actually are looking forward to working to are people like Suilanji Mpondela.
Yes.
She's an athlete in Zambia who's doing very well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of music artists who are also doing the most. So those are like our main target audience who we try to, who inspire us and say, okay, look, this person is doing this. Let's, encourage other people to do the same. So, yeah, that's what makes it different. We have a story to tell, not just, I'm going to the shop to print the shit, So, yeah, no offense to other brands.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the epitome of cultural stimulation. People who are looking to push the envelope, people who are looking for new ideas of expressing themselves artistically. And you can see that's what they're doing with the Hash brand. So
Yes, sir.
we're glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Since you launched, how many do you launch like in seasons? Because I'm also a fashion guy.
Okay.
Or rather, I used to be, but now I used to like watching since I was a kid, like Milan fashion show, New York fashion show.
Okay.
So they have this certain pattern in which they drop clothes based on the seasons.
Yeah.
So have you guys taken the same approach as, okay, this is the summer, this is the fall, or this is the hot season in Zambia, as we would say? Are you...
Well, okay, in Zambia we only have cold season and hot seasons.
Yeah, true. Even when it's cold season, it's hot. Even when it's hot,
these things forward, we don't really. But otherwise, we actually do release our stuff according to the season. So like right now, it's pretty cold, and that's why we're trying to push for hoodies and sweatshirts and and the like. But then because of COVID, it's really been hectic. Our stuff was held out by the border.
Yeah.
So we were told maybe in the next, probably mid-August, that's when our stuff would come in, which would be a shame because August would be getting a bit hot.
True.
Yeah, so otherwise, apart from that, we're actually looking at our summer launch, which is coming pretty soon. We're thinking of holding an exhibition in Osaka somewhere in September or so with a couple of other brands. That's when we're going to, show everyone what we have in stock.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And everything that's coming up.
Yeah, we're coming hot. We're bringing the heat.
Yeah, you have to. So for your previous releases, did you have any like launch events, or are you rather more based online? Or rather, what I'm trying to get into is that how can the people access your merchandise? Where can they find you? How do they make their orders? All that stuff.
Yeah, and we're more of an online based store. Most of our stuff we order online and then we have it delivered to you. Although we were pushing to have a store open, but then it's quite a process. Like we're still trying to see where exactly we can have it. So for now, you just have to check all the pages. Hash official on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. That's how you get to us.
Yeah, that's Hash.
Yeah. So Hash
by the
official.
way, one of my best friends, my brother, is also Hash, but it's HAASH. He's in Vancouver right now. Shout out my brother, love you, dog. Yeah, so shout out to Hash. So check out all the Hash pages, and then you stay updated with everything they're doing, everything they release. Something is around the corner, somewhere in August. Then also apart from just the messaging behind the messaging behind the clothing brand, trying to inspire the youth and all that stuff. I just need at least one or two more things about what sets you apart from the crowd.
Well, to start with, come on, we've got pretty dope designs. Come on, it's like long live the dream. Apart from the message, I feel we believe in like simplicity, So like our clothes are something that's very versatile, Anyone can wear it, whether you're in your 80s, whether you're as low as 16 years old. You're still able to wear something and not look. It's a neutral brand.
Yeah.
We don't like to limit ourselves and say, okay, This is just going to be between 16 to 18. We like to, bring out designs that are very versatile that anyone else can wear.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what makes us.
Just one more thing about the clothing brand. Does it cater to both male and female?
Yeah, of course. When starting out, we thought, we'll be dressing, or our brands will just be based on males. But then, as we went forward, we realized that our target, or most of our customers, come from like females.
Yeah.
So because of that, we've actually tried to maybe lean a bit to the female side, So we actually plan on bringing in these crop top hoodies for females.
Yeah.
And these, just
female stuff.
So
yeah.
we're trying to expand that way. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually personally believe that for Africans to be emancipated and for us to get to the next level, even as a man, for you to get to reach your fullest potential, I think you need a woman by your side to guide you along.
Me.
Yeah, because there's certain stuff as men that we don't see, that only women can see. A perfect example of that is that women always see the potential in guys or in people that we don't see. So they have that feminine instinct, that if you can put it that way, to unearth somebody's talent. So yeah, shout outs to the women.
They say, a woman's touch is always the best. So
shout out to all the ladies wherever you're listening from. Thank you for your support. Now, in the introduction I mentioned, when I was talking about you, I said you may have seen him on your timeline causing chaos and havoc.
General Ricardo.
Yeah, General Ricardo. That's the handle. That even rhymes though. But anyway, would you consider yourself a social media influencer? Or rather, when I was doing my research, I categorized you as one. This is why. Because I noticed that there's a pattern which occurs on social media in which when there's a common topic or something is trending, you're one of the people that helps mold the narrative. And people seem to agree with what you say. So an example I can give of that is when we had the famous or infamous Matako Mansion. I would say an influencer because when I was going through the comments, right? Yeah. When certain people comment, they'll get bashed. Like, oh, you're embarrassing us. Then when certain people like you comment, they'll be like, yeah, he's talking that shit. Yeah, keep going. So in that regard, I consider you a social media influencer. Another thing is that, molding the narrative and also having support from the people on the timeline. And now I have a question, which will be like the third. So I have to confirm this. Yeah. Has anybody ever approached you about you posting their product or promote their song or anything of that nature due to your large following?
Yes. A few times I've had a couple of artists hit me up and say, yo, I just dropped this video for this. Can you please, help me here, there? So I wouldn't exactly say I'm an influencer. I don't know. Maybe I just don't like the term influencer because I feel like, but otherwise.
Do you feel it has a negative connotation? Is a social media influencer something that people perceive to be bad or good?
No, it's good, but then, there's just this certain there's this whole judgment, this prejudice about influencers in Zambia. So I wouldn't exactly say I'm a social media influencer. I'm just that guy who's always airing their views. I'm just that funny guy. So
banter.
It's just banter.
Yeah.
And then in the process of this whole banter, I ended up where I am today.
That's this is actually provides the perfect segue. One day I'm scrolling through the timeline. Everybody's up in arms about a tweet that was supposedly directed at Shefi.
Oh no! I think I know where this is going.
I got the receipts, dog. General Ricardo says on the 27th of May, 2020 at 9:12. I don't know if this was it AM or PM?
Now it was AM. I
You
was
don't-
just
oh!
about to hit the shower.
Fresh, yeah, fresh. Then you came back and just found notifications, huh? So, General Ricardo tweeted, Zambian celebrities need to start hiring fashion stylists. How do you put on a blazer with sweatpants? Now, to somebody who's not familiar to the happenings of the timeline, the Twitter detectives connected the dots and they drew to the conclusion that this tweet was directed at Shefi. Reason being, Chef 187 or Shefi. Reason being, because Shefi was doing a video, I believe, with King Illest. So they took a screenshot from the video as a promo, and in that particular picture, Shefi was wearing a blazer and with sweatpants. So if you could elaborate, sir, what exactly was your problem with Shefi's attire?
Well,
Respectfully, of course.
I need to take a sip for this one.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers. So like, that tweet in particular, I was scrolling through the timeline and I saw that and, something just didn't sit right with me, you know. And like, I'm the type of person who likes to air out my views.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I tweeted randomly, you know. It's one of those tweets where, you know, you're just in a good mood. You're like, okay, fine, let me just say this. So I said what I said and people caught the gist and it blew up, man.
It blew up.
I really wasn't ready for all that. But I still stand with my word. Like, Zambian celebrities do need stylists.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when you're a public figure, like, you know, you're supposed to have this certain appearance. I know, yes, it's not always supposed to be the case. Like, we're all at liberty to dress how we want to dress. But then when you reach a certain stage in life, there's just a certain way that you need to carry yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so I say what I said. It is what it is.
So would it be correct to assume that perhaps this constructive criticism emanated from a place of fashion, being that you have a fashion line and a clothing brand, you felt that maybe you could style Shefi better? If the opportunity presented itself, like, okay,
Yeah.
General Ricardo, since you don't like my fit, style me for this show.
No,
Would you do that?
definitely. And in fact, for Shefi, I'd even do it for free.
Yeah.
Not out of respect.
So you're a fan of Shefi?
Yeah, I'm a big fan, you know.
Yeah.
Very big fan. Like, I like his music, bar for bar. I don't think there's anyone better than him in Zambia.
Shout out Shefi.
Yeah, shout out Shefi. Like, he does the most. And I've seen his Instagram page.
Yeah.
He knows how to dress. Like, there's a couple of outfits that, you know. But that was really just a random tweet because I think a day or two before that, I was on YouTube and I was watching like a couple of Zambian music videos, you know. True. So I decided, you know what, let me. And I saw that and it was like an observation that I had made for some time. It just happened that once I saw, in that outfit,
Yeah. Okay, now, before we get to the backlash or the results of that tweet, let me just read through some of the comments. And it goes, no. Before I get to that, you followed up with another tweet.
Yeah.
Which General Ricardo tweeted on the same day. I apologize. Maybe it was just a picture. He still popokas when the occasion comes. Don't get it twisted. But others still need stylists. So just to translate for those of you who are watching outside of Zambia, popokas means looking good.
Yeah.
So let me get to the replies. Lippy_XO says Zambian celebrities need a lot of guidance.
Shout out Lippy. I see you. She's a very good dancer. You should check out her page.
Martha T quoted the reply. Oh yeah, then another guy, Mulenga, with a bunch of numbers. That's your opinion, but I believe fashion is about how you fit in and come out. For others it's good, for others it's bad, but it is always good to try out the new and different you. And then he puts a picture of Kanye supposedly rocking a blazer and track pants. Then here comes some negative energy from Long Row Modelo, cheat_era. whatever. Zambians will always find a way to bring down their own. 187 is big game, and as such, he can rock anything he feels like. Whether or not this appeals to you is a story for another day, but the hidden truth is you wouldn't have had issues seeing it on an American. Fuck out of here. What's your response to that?
Wow. I think I responded to most of those, but just to talk about the last one. No, whether it was an American, whether it was whoever, there's just certain things that don't work. I'll give an example. Most people are giving an example of Kanye West. We all know Kanye West is dressing is sometimes it's good, sometimes
he pushes the envelope.
Yeah, and that I feel that was the same with, you know, some of our celebrities. They really just overdo things.
Yeah.
And even if it was an American, he was from India, I would have still said what I said. There was a time Drake wore a pair of, in that Hotline Bling video.
Yeah.
He wore a pair of sweatpants and team boots and I think a polo. People still criticize him for that, but then people don't understand that once you're a celebrity, you're prone to criticism, you know, you're open for it. Like, it could be bad criticism, it could be good. Like, for my case, I was just giving a bare suggestion, you know. It wasn't like I was coming at him with the jabs and saying, yo, man, you don't know how to dress. I just said, like, overall, there's quite a number of people who need stylists. And I'll give an example of people who know how to. People like Slab D. Slab D as a stylist. I've seen him styled by Harris. Harris is a stylist.
Yeah.
And Harris is stylist is the same guy who actually styled Chef in on his wedding day. Congratulations, Chef, by the way.
Shout out Chefy.
Yeah, like I didn't mean beef or anything, you know. It was just me saying what I say, my usual banter on the timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, things really went out of.
Okay, then Sheffy himself actually responded to the tweet.
Yeah.
And then Sheffy, and he directly replied to your tweet. He didn't just tweet it. He was
First
replying
time
to
a
you.
celebrity has replied to my tweet.
See, that's why now the social media influencer comes in. So Sheffy says,
Yeah.
well, unlike you, I never subscribe to your conventional ways of dressing. I'll never wait for fashion icons or stylists to dictate what I'll wear. Lobe ngatawa monapo. Inaindishiba fiati nimpopoka.
And I like that song, by the way.
Oh, that's from a song?
That's from a song.
All right.
Which you see was good. It was good marketing. They say all publicity is good publicity. So yeah. And I didn't reply to that tweet out of respect, because I didn't want it to look as though, you know, I'm trying to come at him with, you know.
Yeah.
So I let his fans say what they had to say. A lot of people said, oh no, I don't support local, which I found to be a bit of a stretch, because I mean, I own a Zambian brand which is local, so obviously I have to support local. So
true. So let's read through some of the comments. Sheffy's reply. The first one by Malakai Ngandu reads, Iyo energy akwete uyu, let it go to government. It needs a lot of corrections. Otherwise, if we not popoka. That's this liquid metal. That's the spirit. She calls me Commander Chapo. No landa sana big man.
Nah, shout out to the fans. It's got a big fan base.
Yeah,
they really came out in numbers.
Yeah, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So what was the backlash like from the tweets? Did that propel your social media status, or did it decline it?
Nah, I wouldn't say. Okay, one thing for sure, it didn't decline. There was quite a number of people who were actually in support of what I had to say, and they came up and said we're actually wondering the same. They just didn't know how to put it. So, but I think, okay, it kind of upped my followers a little, which wasn't the purpose, because now it looks like I was doing things for clout.
Yeah.
But no, it's just, I mean, it's Twitter, man. You say what you have to say. Many people don't agree. Some agree. At the end of the day, you just have to, you know, keep going forward. So, yeah.
Okay. So then, as somebody like me who's not Twitter savvy, just give me the, you know, Twitter 101. For instance, if it was a class, how do I get into the cool club? How do I interact, get followed by blah, blah, blah? Since I've got a brand that I'm trying to promote, I'm trying to promote this podcast. So how do I engage? What are the do's and don'ts?
Well, I'll start with the do's. Just be you, man. Like, what I tweet are things that I would say in person, and that's just like natural me, you know. I'll talk a whole lot of rubbish when I feel like. I'll crack a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
That's just like me, you know. And then at the end of the day, people just tend to like you for who you are, you know. It's nothing. There's really no rocket science to it, you know. It's just you being you. Tweet what you have to. But then the one thing that people like, one of the don'ts is to mind your own business. Like, I know there's some tweets that are very tempting. I'll be like, yeah, abanao, but then I can't go there and say abanao, you know.
Is that like
yeah, you know, you look like, oh, this guy is always, you know. So it's really just a matter of like minding your own business, and not every tweet deserves a comment from you. That's why I've seen people come new to Twitter. They'll say, oh no, you should have shined, you know, just a lot, and then people really hammer them for that. Like, who are you? Go back to our Facebook, you know.
So things like that.
So it's really just minding your own business and just being you, you know. At the end of the day, you enjoy Twitter, so.
Then I also saw another narrative that was circulating that apparently there's this, what people would call online bullying. How true would you say that is, in your opinion? That there's a certain group of people who are bullies on the internet, which I don't get, because I'll just turn it off and you're gone. But anyway, is it true that other people bully others into, you know?
Let's see. Okay, yeah, I've seen bullying here and there, but like one thing I like about Twitter, if you're talking nonsense, best believe you're not going far with it. There are people who, once they just see nonsense, they'll tell you on the spot that delete that tweet. That should have stayed in your drafts. What's the sense in this? So like, yeah, people don't promote bullying on Twitter. They like, there's a thin line between bullying and banter, and people who've been on Twitter for some time are able to tell like, okay, this person went too far, and they'll tell you on the spot. There's no room for like bringing people down, shining people. So like things like body shaming, things about your color, people don't accept that on Twitter. Only like banter, like, you know. So yeah, if you're not friends like that, then don't comment. If I don't know you and we've never really had a chat like that, and then you post a picture and then I say, oh, but now fit that, you know, that's not allowed. That's offside.
Yeah.
So yeah, just respect yourself, keep your distance, and just be you, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But would you agree, or what would you say to the people who have this notion that the negative stuff on social media is what gains traction? If you post something positive, you won't get retweets or likes or whatever is viewed in that world. But when you post something that's going to be a decay to society, or that's going to decay the society, it propels. Why is that?
I wouldn't really say that's the case, because, you know, there are times I see people post really positive stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I really wish I could point and say this tweet, but like there's some people who they'll share some words of encouragement, it will blow.
Yeah, true.
It's just I don't know, man. There's really something about toxic vibes that just happen to really blow out of proportion. You know, like the way this Will Smith story went round, Will and Jada, that one really just boom. And I wish there was a way to like choose what should blow, what shouldn't, but at the end of the day, man, it is what it is.
It is what it is.